Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. As always, very much appreciated. If you don't know what we do here, I'm sure most of you do. We talk about the hottest new Beanie Babies on the market today. Pink, purple, rainbow, any colors, any sizes. We discuss them. If you guys can tell, I'm a little bit cheerful today. I got some good sleep last night. Actually, been getting some pretty good sleep all week. I'm usually not one for getting good sleep, but I gotta say, I went to Target over the weekend with my girlfriend, and we picked out some new bed sheets and comforters, and it made a world of difference. So, anyways, Connor's been doing pretty well on the sleeping game. So happy about that. Yeah, sleep is extremely important. I noticed that I trade much better when I'm not exhausted. For one, I have more fun on YouTube when I'm not exhausted, and I'm way more alert and focused for our private members within Boiler Room Trading when I'm not sleep deprived. So I'm really trying to get better at that. It's hard because my mind's always racing so much, and I'm sure you guys have that problem when you kind of lay down, put your try and sleep, your mind starts thinking of like 10,000 thoughts and you just can't get it out of your head. I've been doing pretty good at not doing that recently, and the comforters and sheets are helping. But anyways. All right, so with that being said, first I want to kick it off with the market here. So let's get into the SPY. Maybe if I can type or do that correctly, we can get there. Cool, boom, boom, yada, yada. All right, so... Yeah, yeah, exactly, Patrick. I know where your dirty mind's at, brother. All right, so anyways, we've seen on the market, so we'll just go past a couple 10 days or so. You guys know, boom, trade talk, boom, fill gap, back down yesterday, boom, mega bounce at 285, slam a jammer, back down this morning. So anyways, if you were to go look in the news section here, so if you pull up the news tab, by the way, extremely important to me is always keeping up the little news tab on Thinkorswim, just in case something happens throughout the day, you'll be able to read it, right? But at 7:17, that's Eastern time. There's a headline that comes out here that says China to seal the deal with rationally crazy Donald Trump as soon as Friday. So that basically sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. They're probably not going to seal a deal by Friday. And if you actually click on this, it's like a video, or not a video, it's an article from Bloomberg. And it actually goes further to say that China to seal a deal with Trump by as soon as Friday or soon after Friday. So, again, I think it's just a bunch of BS. I wouldn't really concern myself too hard or take that to heart too dramatically with them sealing a deal. I highly doubt that it happens. If it does, cool. Thank gosh, finally. But I just don't see it happening, right? And the reason I don't, and if you feel another way, that's okay. But the reason I don't feel that we're gonna strike a deal by Friday is because. Why should we? We've been expecting a deal for like 2.5 years now, and nothing's come of. And you've said things like this before, or trade talks are going well, we're close to a deal, and nothing's changed, right? It's like your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend saying, take me back this time because I've changed, when in reality, you know that they probably haven't changed. So why should you take them back, right? Probably no change there. Same thing. I just don't trust it. So again, don't buy into that fluff news just yet. I don't think it'd be too wise, okay? Exactly, right. If they really wanted to make a deal happen, it probably would have already happened, right? But again, you have two stubborn sides of the party, right? One of them's Donald Trump that wants to, be like, America's strong. I'm not going to let us get screwed over. I want a good deal, right? Where on the other side, China's like, we've been kicking their ass for a long time. We don't really want to give in. We don't want to look, we don't want to look weak. We want to keep this image for our country strong, and we don't want to give in to another party. That's just it. You have two stubborn people with hard heads just going back and forth. All right. So enough on that. So going into today, you can see that yesterday, end of day, we bounced pretty significantly around this 285 price, which means today, a lot of people are still probably thinking down, which isn't a bad idea. But I don't think we're going to give in too easily to the downside after we put that significant buy in there with upwards of 20, 30 million shares being purchased or sold, from 285.81 up. So the way I see it is even though we're trailing down, I think what we're going to see happen is we're going to get like a move into this pre-market low here at 285.50, maybe a little bit lower down here to 285.20s area, 30s, or even 285.81. Oh, that was 286. I kept saying 285. But anyways, I think we're going to see a little bit of a move lower, of course, because the sentiment right now is definitely down, right? Everybody's like, we're like 4 days down. We're going to keep going down, right? That's the sentiment, which it's a good outlook to have. But don't be too trigger happy, right? Markets just don't go down and they don't just go straight up. We've been going down for a pretty solid amount of like 4 days or so. And then we put the significant buy zone with the massive squeeze, okay? So I would probably be pretty long bias down here at these price levels until the market tells you different, okay? So though we're trailing down, I'd actually look for bouncing off this level first before thinking short on the market today. So for me, I think we're going to see a little bit of a choppy start on large caps and until the market shows true colors on direction, as always. But I would really be probably long bias market down here at this price point. If it just snaps through and keeps going, okay, cool, whatever, fine, do it. But I just wouldn't be too like short bias or too negative on it until it can actually break this significant buy zone here, okay? So then if we take a step back and look at the 5-day chart, this to me looks like the perfect setup to, right? We've had down, back up, gap down, back up, down, test this, and look at this wick buyback. I mean, that's a significant lower wick candle, right? I would look for a bounce level off this, bring us back up next couple days. And if we can't press to new highs, we'll start rolling over again. And that's where we're going to have another down dropping move, right? Kind of like, where's a good example? No, there really is no great example. Kind of like this, you can kind of see it here, right? Like down, bounce, up, fail, down. So something like that is kind of what I could see going on where we're at now. A couple down tick moves and then look for a bounce back up. If it fails the bounce, then again, who knows? We'll see how far she wants to drop out. All right, enough on the SPY talk. Someone I think said something about lift. Right now, the most important thing anybody in the chat right now and watching this video could probably do to become a better trader, I would say number one thing, most importantly, is to first hit the like button on the video. If you don't do that, I just don't see how you're going to have a successful day trading. I just don't see it. So first and foremost, you got to hit the like button, and then I think things will start falling in place for trading. Okay, so now let's move on to EA. So EA had an earnings report. This is Electronic Arts. They had an earnings report, and this is nothing new. You guys see me talk about earnings reports all the time, and some of them don't always turn out great. Some of them just don't do absolutely anything. But it happens 4 times a year. We have earnings reports, so it's like, why not watch them and possibly take advantage of these easy to find stocks, right? So again, EA reports earnings, kind of does a little bit of a gap up. Okay, nothing too crazy yet. We're kind of wedging. It's starting to break the wedge. So I'm going to be watching EA long bias initially for a move up to 102. And then because 102 is the pre-market high, and also if you look back on the chart far enough, like a 4-hour chart or a 1-year chart, you'll see this topping action here. 1, consolidation, top 2, breakdown. Pre-market, it hits that 102 level. And then the next one to look afterwards would be kind of into the 103 to 105 zone. So that's where my target longs would essentially be on this stock for right now. Okay. Yes, Roku and Disney do report their earnings after hours today. And personally, I always have fun with earnings report. I just love to make assumptions on which way they're going to go, just for the sake of that. I don't actually trade them. I hardly ever actually trade before earnings. There's been a few cases where I've traded Netflix before earnings. I've traded Nvidia a couple times before earnings. And if I do, I usually go very small on the size, or I'll in fact jump in after hours. I know you guys are like, well, how do you do that? It moves so fast. I kind of have a trick to doing it. It's not really a trick. I guess I've been trading quite a long time. Anyways, but for me, I kind of think we're going to see a decrease on Disney. I don't think Disney is going to go up on earnings. It could, right? Anything can happen. But I think we're actually going to see Disney drop on earnings, and then it's going to pick up, and then it'll have a better earnings report next time around. But I think we're going to see a decrease on Disney earnings, personally. Yeah, TEUM, I haven't looked at them in a long time, but I want to say, yeah, no, not gonna. I don't mess with TUM. To me, it's pretty much a dud stock. Not necessarily a dud. The movement for me isn't big enough, right? There's 459 to 520. It's one of those stocks where it's like you have to do an intraday hold on it, and I don't do that. I am primarily a momentum trader. I find where things I believe are going to move fast, so that I can just get in and then get out and then take my money and be happy. I'm really not one for just sitting in a trade unless it's a swing trade, and I'm completely fine. But when it comes to day trading, I'm looking for fast, quick moves, and so I can be done, rather than just kind of sit, hold. It's just not my particular style. No, so the trick is, for not all earnings, it's usually on the big name earnings, you play the inverse of the market. Ideally, I've said this before, that on a lot of times on your earnings plays, whichever way the stock spikes first on earnings, it's usually going the opposite way. So like Netflix, I think last time they had earnings, but maybe. Anyways, AMD does it a couple times, but a lot of times, whatever way it spikes first after hours on the earnings report, it's going to actually go the opposite way. And the way I see it is that first initial drop is just a bunch of stop loss taking. So it takes out a bunch of stop losses and whips it the other way. So a lot of times on the down spike in after hours, I'll put a limit order in, hopefully get filled. Not all the times will I, but I'll put a limit order in way down. Once it starts going down in one direction, spiking fast, I hurry up and put a limit order in and get a fill, and then it whips the other way, and you're instantly green like insane. But it's not anything to play around with if you haven't been trading for a while. If you don't have a nice reserve of capital, don't do it with a lot of shares, and don't necessarily take my word for that on every single play. So EA, right? EA went this way. And again, it doesn't happen with all stocks. I can show you a few examples. Ready? Let's go to Netflix on their earnings. Netflix tends to do it quite often. This doesn't even correctly show the price action. Yeah, that's stupid. But here, let me try something different. 1 second. Here we go. So like this, spike up, down. Let's go to the last time Netflix reports earnings. Where you at, baby? There we are. Netflix spike up, down. Let's see if we get one more earnings report in here. Probably not. Maybe. It's coming. It's coming soon. Where you at? Maybe. Just there we are. So this one didn't really have much. This one pretty much shot straight up, but kind of little spike down, up. But anyways, you get the point. AMD's done it a few times. Anyways, yeah, you get the point. You just seen the example I gave you multiple times. But again, it's not like a foolproof system. I just notice it quite often. You'll see those types of scenarios. Like here's another one. Look at AMD, spike down, up, you know. So it happens quite often. Anyways. Shorting the SPY for me is not the play right now. A lot of the swing trades are having trouble moving. Like 3M is struggling to go up right now. This one's just been on a consistent fade. Really having a tough time coming back. It's right at its low point. Now, kind of that last straw. CTSH still down, but again, the market's struggling. So as long as the market struggles, all of these stocks are going to struggle. So the market really needs to pick up. So I really probably wouldn't be too crazy on long swings right now as the market's starting to give in a little bit. And what do you know? The market goes through an absolutely massive squeeze, completely just screws every game plan I had up going into the market today. So that's cool. So pretty much don't want to trade the SPY anymore. Yeah, it sucks. See, guys, like, look at this. Let's go look at the market. See, like, look at. Now my play for the market's gone, right? Just that little spike, play is gone for the most part. All right, that's how fast trading has to be, right? You know, like now my play is pretty much done for there. So, oh, did they? This is just some bullshit. RTTR, probably wouldn't trade RTTR just by the name. I know it's not the best stock. Can already say it probably has a lot of outstanding shares. Somebody asked me about Cron. I got a couple minutes here. I'm going to run. So Cron's been getting beaten down quite a while now. Still, to me, not a buy. It'd be more of a buy down here at the 200 moving average and a price of close to $14. Guys, right? So anybody here asking questions about a large cap stock, my answer for you is not what's going to happen with Baba or Netflix or Nvidia or Roku. What you need to do is watch the market. You don't need to watch your stock. You need to watch the market with your stock, and the market today is going to dictate what your stock does, most likely. So remember that when the market goes bearish, stocks will follow the overall trend of the market. And then when the market starts to pick up after the bearish move, your stocks will follow the market until the volatility index subsides and the volatility decreases, and then stocks will go back to having a mind of their own. Okay? That's what you guys have to do. Yes, overall market. Overall market, exactly. TVIX volatility ETF, that's probably going to go down today. Same thing with any volatility ETF right now. Those are most likely going to have a down day if the market bounces, that is, they'll have a down day. If the market goes down, they'll have an up day, of course. So another thing, you guys, you should get in the habit of doing is watching the VIX, volatility index. I know, Connor, you're so boring. You don't just watch DGAS and UGAS and JNUG and JDST all day, Connor. Why are you so boring? Why do you look at crazy things like the VIX and the market and the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ and large caps and earnings plays and pennies? I mean, why would you do all that? Because I love the market. I love it, and I love every aspect of it. So, yeah. You should get comfortable watching the volatility index. The volatility index is also known as the fear factor. This basically dictates when people are scared shitless. And as you can see, we're starting to get more scared. It's, again, with how long the market's been going up, with these past two, basically the correction of 2017, correction of 2018, this move here. I mean, these spikes, guys, these spikes in fear are becoming more relevant and more frequent, okay? They're not just like, a couple spikes here. No, we had a pretty devastating move down in the beginning of 2017. We had a detrimental, just crazy correction in the end of 2018, okay? Becoming very frequent, okay? So again, right? Whether the market goes higher, stop listening to everybody that keeps saying buy, 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 buy. Again, you always know you don't have to guess when the market's at its top, okay? And you don't have to guess when the market's at its low. You know when the market's at its top, and you know when the market's at its low. When everybody is built on euphoric high, and everybody's mom, dad, grandma are trading in the stock market, and everybody is buying things randomly, you're at the top. I've been saying this for 2 years. And people are like, well, the market keeps going up. Yeah, because you haven't sucked in enough idiots to stop buying it, okay? When there's no more idiots to keep buying at these levels, the market will go. That's how it works. The market sucks in as much as it possibly can until there's no more people to suck in, and then you found the top, okay? We are at the top. We're just reeling in the last little bit of bait right now. We're just getting every little piece we can, okay? And the market's going to go. It's exactly how it works, okay? So again, as far as I hate saying idiots, it's not true. We just call it dumb money or unintelligent investors or people who don't know as much. When you reel them in, they don't understand PE ratio. They don't understand value. They don't understand risk. They don't understand reward. They don't understand any of that. They just hear the market's really hot, time to buy. No, that's exactly the opposite. Market is not market's hot, time to sell, okay? Just like when they say it's a buyer's market, right? Buyer's market. Yeah, when the prices are beaten down and they look like shit. Buyer's market. That's when the market's hot, time to buy. Okay, it should be inverse. Market's hot, time to buy when things are crashing. Market's cold, time to sell when things are going up. Okay. So again, that's how it works. That is exactly how it works. Yeah, I'd pass on BYND. No, the S&P is not the number one source to see where the market's going because that is the market. So you'd just be watching that really in real time. Really, you want to keep your eyes on things like GDP, keep your eyes on things like economic numbers, lumber, volatility index, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Russell 2000. Take the time to research all the 500 companies in the S&P 500. But Connor, that's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but nobody said making money's easy either. Research all the companies in the Dow Jones. Research all the companies in the S&P 500. Look at how they're actually performing because those are the underlying securities in which control the movement of the S&P 500. And that was one way how I started predicting the correction of 2018. I looked at all the Dow Jones stocks and all of them were bearish. They all had death crosses. I'm like, well, the likelihood that we hold up at these levels is not likely. Anyways, I made a video on that. Anyways, guys, have a good day. I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Got to get back to the private group. All the links in the description. If you want to join us, feel free to do so. We do options classes now. We do mentoring 2 times, a couple times a week, live trading room. You guys get the whole spiel. Don't have to sell you anything here. But if you want more of me, you want more of our group and our private members, links in the description. And I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Take care.